Hello, hello. Welcome back. Here we are on part 3 of the Journal Monthly, which is our scrappy fabric book that we stitched together. We added a cover. We've got a flip up that's got pages on it. Now I added this kilt pin with a little bit of fabric and some stitching through part of an old envelope with some lace. So that will now flip out from there. On this flip up, flip down page, I added one of my CD envelopes with lots of stamping on and just some, excuse me, digital kit paper inside that I've cut the lady out, etc. These pages are empty apart from the other side of the cover that we did with the envelope. Now we've got today and next week. So next week I'm going to want to put the tie on. So I'll probably do some work on this in the week while you're not here and then show you what I've done in a, flip through type format. For those of you that have not done this type of thing before. Now I think today I want to work on this blue page. Okay, so I've got some vintage book page. You can see there 1886, and I've laid tea bags on it. Now this is a double one, so it would go right across if we wanted it to, and therefore would be perfect to use in the middle. But I've also got a single one which I'm going to use for this blue page. So I'll cover all that up like that. And that's the beauty of this, it will bend any which way that you want it to. And I want to apply this on here, so I'm basically going to tear round. These are just, standard black tea bags that have been steeped in hot water, and then they've been allowed to dry. The tea's been removed, and then I've stuck them down to this vintage book page. So I'm going to put that on there like that, but I'm not going to stick it down. I've got another piece of fabric that's been tea and rust dyed. Now you can see the rust spots there, and you can see where the tea bag has sort of sat on it there. So I like that a lot. So I'm going to snip this about there and tear it off so we get a nice rough edge to that. And that's obviously going to be too long for what we want. So I'm probably going to snip that just about there. Okay. Pull out all those strings because we don't want those. And then I'm going to attach this to there. Now that in itself is very simple. I'm not going to stop there. There's a rough bit of tea back there. I want to add something from our pile. Now I've got this lovely old photo. I believe this one, I'm going to use my tear ruler for this just to get a better tear. I believe this one comes from Scrimpy Mummy. There's plenty of these cabinet card type photos available from various people on Etsy. You may even have some of your own. Okay, so I've ripped off the cabinet card bit because I just want the photograph. I've got the fan on, and that's why everything's blowing everywhere. It's quite a warm day here today, I'm glad to say. So that's why the fan's on, everything's blowing like crazy. Okay, I'm going to put her on there. But I want to make sure that I can see some of this. So maybe, having pulled her out, she's too big. You see, these are things that you need to think about. So maybe we need something that is smaller. They're even bigger, so we don't want those ones. This is a lovely pic. Ah, now these ones, whoops, these ones are much smaller. You can see they're much smaller. And these are from Kleeback Creations. This one's got a nice greeny blue in the background and a bit of pink in her dress. So that would sort of fit with that fabric. So I may go with this one and cut it down. So I'm just getting my decker wedge. I am waiting for delivery, so the door may go. Whoops, that's it. It's all blowing around. So let's get that sort of like that. I'm going to pop that on there. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So, because I'm going to stitch it, I can stitch in that crease. She sits very nicely there. And then I just want to see if we want one of these strips. Maybe not that one. So basically I'm looking for extra layers. That one? Not that one obviously, but maybe that one. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get a pin from my sewing thing there, and we're just going to put the pin. I'm probably off camera, my goodness me, I hope not. Just going to put a pin through there. We won't be seeing that, but I didn't want to pin it. And then that is going to go sort of there. So I've got all this lovely yummy mess. That's what I refer to it as. And then maybe some of these from Which Craft Do You Do? They might work quite nicely under there. It's not the same colouring, but it will work maybe with that. Now I'm wondering if that fabric is too wide, because if I put that under there, we're not going to see our fabric. So, do we go for just one of these? Always drawn to soap, because it's what I used to do. No, it doesn't work, but I definitely want something in there. So we're looking for something. These are the Tim Holtz. Does she look a bit dreamy? She does sort of look a bit dreamy, doesn't she? Don't want that to mess with her face. There you go. That is what we need. So I'm going to take a little bit of stick glue, and I'm just going to put some stick glue on the back of the photograph. You can see this is virtually empty. It would be much easier if there we go. If take the pin out. There we go. Right, now got my black thread here that we were using last time. I'm going to grab a needle. Probably be quite a long video today, because I do want to, you know, give you some more ideas. I don't want to be doing it all on my own in between and showing you too much as a flip through. Come on. Come on. For some reason this needle doesn't want to thread. There we go. Okay, so I'm actually going to do a big knot on the outside. Normally, obviously, when you were stitching, you would do this on the inside. Don't want to stitch that creamy bit. So I'm going to start right in the centre of that picture there. There we go. And just stitch. Because this vintage book page has got the tea bags on it, and obviously the glue holding the tea bags, it's a lot tougher than it was. So you don't have to worry about the paper being very fragile and ripping. It's one of the jobs that the tea bags is doing for us. Not only is it decorative, it's strengthening it. Right, so I'm going to do a tie off there. And just give that a little trim. And then I want to do some stuff here as well. So I think what I'm going to do here is turn it on its side, and I'm going to come in here. My knot's at the back this time, and I'm going to do quite a long stitch, and then I'm going to come down off the picture onto this fabric. I'm going up past that line, and then I'm going to try and come out level with that up there. That's going to give me a nice cross. Okay, and then level with that, and then back up to about there. Hopefully that's sort of in the middle of our cross. My towel's too long, isn't it? There we go. And then we'll try and get an equal length to that one. And then I'm going to come out there so that I'm off the picture and I'm on here. I'll turn it round again, and then I'm just going to take the top fabric on its own, and I'm just going to do like an angled cross across it, if that makes sense. Cross across it. So you see, it's not a real cross, it's just a bit weird and grungy. Okay, and through there like that. So I've got two crosses there, and then I'm gonna come, whoops, don't put it too tight, Claire. I'm gonna poke through the paper, okay, and then I'm gonna do a couple of long line stitches here. And this one I want to go over the edge like that. Okay, two long lines, and then down, and across and back, and then over, because that will give me another cross. Oops, Got a knot in my towel again. Okay. Do I want... Yes, I think I do. So what I'm going to do now is put everything to one side, and then I'm going to take that thread through the blue fabric, like so, because that's now connected again, and I'm just going to do a couple of little stitches get that tail out of the way, a couple of little stitches just for added interest on this bit of blue cloth. Okay, and then I'm going to come under that one, back through the loop with my needle for a knot. Then I'm going to cut this one long so it dangles. So there you go. That page has got the fabric, the old book page with the tea bags and the picture on it. If you wanted to, you could run a bit of glue under there to hold it firm. I like it being quite loose and yet definitely attached. And then on the back, obviously, we've got this page that comes over like that. Now, I was going to put this dream on, wasn't I? This one, the dream. So that's going to now slot in there. I think there's enough of it showing that you can work out that it says dream. I'm not going to worry about inking it or anything. I'm just going to glue this up. So you can see when you're doing a book like this, absolutely anything goes, anything at all. Slide that under there, like so. That will glue to there. We then pick this up and put a little bit of glue under that flap. That's going to glue there. Turn it over, give it a little press from the other side. There you go. So that's that page. I like that page a lot. Now let's see if we can do another one. So we've got lots of red and blue going on, haven't we? So I've got two empty ones there. Now this is a perfect place to attach something. So hang on 1 second. I just wanted to jump up and get this tag. I was playing this week with tags and with texture paste and inks and dyes and the decoupage paper from Tim Holtz. Now that will sit on there absolutely amazingly. So again, if I get rid of all of that, work out exactly where I want it, out there, give it a little bit of glue up there, probably going to put a stitch through it as well, just because that's the kind of girl I am. Now the question is, before I stitch it, do I want to add something like this? Oh, now that's lovely, because when it's open that way, that matches with that. Okay, so I will quickly ink this one. I will put some glue under her onto the back of that tag, and then I'll stitch down here so that the tag is perfectly adhered through that flap of tiny fabric. If you've got little tiny envelopes, you could use them. You can decorate with stamps and all sorts of things. So she's going to sit there. Let's hold that up for a minute. Do we want, no, it's the wrong colour. What else? Oh, where's those little squares that I cut out and then didn't use? You can see I did a postcard with them as well. No, I can't find what I'm looking for. I just cut those little brown. Oh, there you go. There's a soap one. Do we put that? No, I'm just gonna stick her down on her own. See, I did all that for nothing, and this is what happens very often. It's about the deliberation. So here's my needle again. Now you don't have to do as much stitching in your book if you don't want to. If stitching doesn't please you as much as it does me, then you're good to go with fabric glue if you're using fabric, or just standard PVA if you're using paper all the way through. It's entirely up to you. I am not here to command what you do and don't do. I'm just here to offer a suggestion, a little bit of entertainment while you're doing the ironing or whatever. Do you do ironing? I don't, if I can help it, but I really do need to. I know I need to do ironing when there's more clothes in the ironing pole than there is in the wardrobe. Okay, I'm going to come from this side, and I want to make sure that I go up like the middle there so that I'm a little bit in the picture. So I'm going to come up there, and that will give me the dangly knot on the front. And then make sure you don't stab your fingers. Make sure you got your fingers nice and wide apart. There we go. Now I don't know how straight this will or won't be. In fact, you know what? Let's do it deliberately higgledy-piggledy. Let's go up there, because it can't look wrong if you do it deliberately wrong. See, like that. And then we could maybe go there. I don't know what I'm stitching through on the other side. That could be very interesting. Surprise when we turn it over. I'm not bothered. Doesn't bother me. Try and get a straight one there. Maybe a diagonal one going up there. What I mustn't do is stitch onto obviously her face. How about a dead straight line? I hope so. Up there. Well, it's not too bad. And then downish to the middle. And now you can see that our fabric is a lot thinner than there, so I need to stay up this side now, otherwise we'll end up missing our fabric. And down there, did nearly stab my finger. Oh look, that's what we've got on this side. Don't mind any of that at all. And then now I'm going to come under that one and through there and just tie quite a loose knot. I've stretched it all about, and again quite a long thread on that one. So there you go, we've now got that one. Colours sit nicely on there. Yep, like that. Okay, let's find our front and back and top and bottom. Because that goes up there. There's that page. Okay, I haven't done anything on that side yet. This one can flip up there, hold all that in place. Use that as a bit of a tuck spot for something small, maybe not. And then as we bring that down and over, this is our front cover, which obviously we can stuff stuff in there. And we've got this lovely little flip, nothing on this page yet, and then here we've got this interesting mixed up page here with another flap, and there's a little bit of texture on the back there. So there you go, we've done 2 pages today. I do also love these ladies. I think some of them look quite austere. I mean, this one in particular I think is lovely, so I do want to get her in here somewhere. So let's tear her out and see if I can work out where she's going to go. Now, what I wanted to do with this one is I want her to go on here, but I feel like I want this to be torn and damaged, but almost round her face, like that. Yeah, I like that. And we get some ink going on these tears. The ink always sits so much stronger on the tears than it does on the scissor line cuts or the blade cuts. So I might even, yeah, see, I've accidentally creased that, so now I'm wondering if I'm just gonna crease the whole thing and deliberately get some lines going through it. Don't really want that one on her face. Well, I don't mind on the cheekbone there. And then maybe this way we get some lines. Yeah, that's old and crumpled now. I like that. I feel like I want more. We're breaking down the fibres of the paper, and that will make it just have that sort of old feel about it, which is a pretty awesome in my opinion. Now, she looks like a woman on a mission, and usually women that are on missions are either angry or knowledgeable. So I've got this postcard here. Where's it gone? That I made. Here. Again, using the Tim Holtz decoupage and some ink just on a postcard, and I've just put, that's actually a real stamp off of an envelope, and I like that. So I'm wondering if I stitch that at the top, no, that, so we can see the postcard and the stamp. You could even fold it right up and write on it. And then I wonder if she just needs to hang off it like that. And yeah, she's quite scary really, isn't she? I like it. So I'm going to put her on here. Try not to take too many of them creases out when I push her down. In fact, try and bring that crease almost together so that, yeah, you can see that the crease is definitely in there, like that. I love that. And then if we stitch this just across the top here, again we can put a little tiny bit of glue just to hold it where we want it to be. And you see I'm just rubbing it off with my finger. I like to have paper in it and card because it does strengthen up those fabric pages. Obviously, as always, we need a knot, and I think yeah, the knot's gonna dangle down from this side like that. So I'm just gonna stitch this in. Again, I'm not desperately trying to get neat straight stitches, I just want it on there. Obviously you're going to stitch paper like this, you do need to make sure it's got some body to it. And then I suppose we better do a stitch through her picture as well, like that. Okay, and just do a tiny stitch through the fabric because I don't want to connect to that stitch this time, and again I'm going to snip that off. So 3 pages we've done today. Okay, because we've got this one now on here as well, and obviously you can flip that up like that so you can write on that or whatever. You see, it's amazing what you can do with fabric. I love it. So there's our pages for today. We've done this little narrow one with a tag. We put a photograph on and stitched through there. We've done this fabric with the tea bag book page, one of the Tim Holtz little word cards and an image. And then we've done this one that is a flip up. So everything in here basically just flips and turns, doesn't it? So we go back to the middle, bring down our flap, bring over this one. I'm actually going to change my mind about this, and I'm going to pin through the front cover as well. The chances are that in due course I will, that's Bubba scratching you can hear. She's laying in the line of the fan, and of course it's tickling her ears, so she keeps scratching her ears thinking there's something going on when all it is the fan. There you go. So now, because that's through there, it's going to stop that all falling. Okay, that one again, I haven't done anything on there yet. That's going to come over, and then that comes in. Now I don't think I'm going to decorate this per se because it's got this beautiful embroidery on. I might just do a bit of stitching, we'll see what happens. But as I say, when I come back next week, we're going to attach this, probably something like that, so that we've got this loop here, and then I'll stitch it there, maybe even do another twist, and then one can go around the back and one can come around the front, and that will leave us with that sort of twisted loop on there, something like that. We'll see how we go on. So there you go, we've moved forward. I've done a flip through of the pieces that I did while you were gone, and we've done a couple of pages. As always, thank you so much for spending time with me today. Stay safe, I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.